Probably not a good sign or a good way to start by grunting a little bit loudly to start a video. But here we are. But we do need to see if everything is working before we get too in depth with it. Hello, hello, hello. I gotta sit up as well. This is not good posture for a video, which I wouldn't know. Alright. Let's see if everything is working. Hello, hello, hello. Alright. I think everything is working. Now, what makes this funny, I'm going to sip my Dr. Pepper. Make this funny is I already uploaded the video. Waited an hour for it to upload. Played some My Team. We're back again to film another video. But for y'all, it won't be uploaded the same day. That's how this whole process works. I could have, but then that would have been asking a lot for y'all to watch in one day. Anyways, it's going to be weird because I'm going to have to give a recap, but there's so much to talk about. It's not even really a recap because, like I said, there's a lot to go over. Memphis Grizzlies franchise, we've been off for about a month after the Jaren Jackson Jr. trade happened in real life. And I contemplated what I wanted to do with the series moving forward. And my decision is to split it into two different things. A brand split. Hashtag wrestling terms. So, I'm going to confuse y'all a little bit more. And I do apologize for that. But on the Thursday uploads the Memphis Grizzlies franchise videos that are uploaded on Thursdays will be our initial team that we started things out with. On uploads that happen on Saturday is our new team, our rebuild, quote-unquote team, or more so, once you see it, it's not really a rebuild. It's more of a retool, which I like that as well. So we have two different teams. Thursday is our OG team. Saturday is our new team. Now, what makes that confusing is that the Thursday upload this week is the new team because we essentially needed a two-parter to introduce them, as well as the fact that I'm ready to play with this team. I built and constructed a good team. We have a good slate of matchups here. I was like, you know what? We're going to double upload with the new team this week. And who knows? I might like this new team a little bit more, but I doubt it. So, I'm going to take my sweatshirt off because it is very hot, and I do apologize for delaying this a little bit more. But we're going to have to go through another. I don't really have to go through another recap, but, I think it will be nice to. Also down there, injury report, I fixed it a little bit for Halliburton, Dame, and Tatum because their injuries had them still listed out for 2 more months, and I reduced it to they are only out for 1 more week. And I hope that those guys are back out on the court when next season starts. So, we'll see. So, going through our roster and how we got there. We traded away Ja Morant to the Brooklyn Nets for 3 first-round picks. And we didn't get any player back, so it cleared out salary cap space. We used the salary cap space to sign Austin Reeves, who more than likely is in the thumbnail of the last video. And I think that might be a somewhat bad idea because Grizzlies fans might get a bad idea about that, but I don't really think that way. So it still probably is the thumbnail. We still have Cedric Coward. We still have Zach Edey. We still have Ty Jerome. But with the number 3 pick, we ended up drafting the guy that I wanted on this team. I want on this team, Cameron Boozer out of Duke. And again, with the number 3 pick, the number 1 pick, the Chicago Bulls selected A.J. Debontis. The number 2 pick, the Sacramento Kings selected Darren Peterson. Now, again, a little bit more controversial. We traded Who did we trade? Okay, this is what gets crazy because we got to go here first to Cameron Johnson, who I've wanted on this team for the longest time. I finally got him on this team. Very odd circumstances, but he's on this team. We traded Santi Aldama and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope for Cameron Johnson and Jonas Valanciunas. And then we traded Kyle Anderson and Jonas Valanciunas for Isaiah Stewart. And I apologize to Detroit fans because that is kind of a crazy-ass trade, and one I don't think they would do in real life. But they needed reassurance to be able to re-sign Jalen Duren, and I really wanted Isaiah Stewart on this team because we ain't taking no more BS. We still have Wells. We still have Gigi. We still have Clayton Jr. We still have Cam Spencer. Apologies to Taylor Hendricks because we never really gave him a chance, and he was also asking for somewhat of a big extension without even really having a role on our roster, so we traded him away. Again, apologies for that. We traded him and Brandon Clark for Malik Monk and a first-round pick, and then we traded Malik Monk for more picks. Y'all can watch the video. And we signed Jalen Williams, the center from the Thunder, to kind of screw them over and to help our center depth out. Rounding it out, we still have Scottie Pippen Jr. We drafted Koa Pete with our Orlando Magic pick, which I believe was 14-ish? 12. All right. I wanted to say 13, so right in the middle. And then Caden Boozer, we got our second-round draft pick. And I apologize to Jemai Meshack because I wanted to keep him, but I couldn't assign one to the G League and then keep the other. So I would have assigned one to the G League and then kept the other. So here's our roster. Now, the main reason I could have played games in that first video, and the main reason I didn't is A, I wanted to fix the injuries for those players I talked about, and B, I had no clue what the rotation was going to look like. And the guy that was making that decision, one of our first big decisions, and another signing that we ended up taking place, we fired Tomas Isolo, which Grizzly fans, yay, hooray. Where the hell do I go for this? Where is staff? It's here. Okay, my staff, boom. We were able to sign Sam Cassell as our new head coach. The rarity of a assistant coach becoming a head coach on this game, because sometimes it's difficult. I also want to point out that when I view the candidates, that it shows that, where is he down here? Wes Unseld Jr., who was the former Wizard coach, is an assistant coach for us. So I at least know who one of our new assistant coaches is. And you don't really get to control the assistant coaches anymore. So there's Tomas Isolo freaking down here. Look at that. Interest, 100%. Jason March, I know. Eric Schmidt, I know. Darnell, I don't know. I might know, but at this moment I don't. Sorry. I'm trying to see if these are any real people. The further and further you go, I thought this was somebody else. I almost said a name. I almost thought this was Taylor Jenkins as well, which that would have been hilarious. All right, wasting time. So, in this video, we're going to play the opening night matchup against the Denver Nuggets, Cameron Johnson's former team. Then we're going to travel to Chicago to play against the #1 pick, AJ Devontis. And I hope I'm saying his last name right. I feel like I am. He's normally the guy that has the freaking TikTok. We're going to skip the Timberwolves game. Actually, we're going to simcast. We're going to simcast the Timberwolves game because I feel it's important because it's the first home game. We'll simcast the Rockets game and then we'll play. So we're playing a lot in this first week. I would skip the Timberwolves game because we will end up playing that cup game against them in a couple of weeks. But because it's the first home game, I feel like it's somewhat important to go through it, So the big game is right here, starting the season off. Again, I didn't even go through the rotation, which was the whole. I just spoiled something. So Walter Clayton Jr., I really like, and I'm not going to say he's the highlight of the Jaren trade, but for the moment, he's the highlight of the Jaren trade. And I want to give him an opportunity. The main reason I felt to trade away John Moran is A, the guys he grew up with are not on this team anymore. And I felt it was time to do right by him and trade him away like we did with his other teammates. And B, we have a lot of point guards on this roster, and we need to clear out a space for them. Now, we could have done that in the draft, but I wanted Cameron Boozer, and I feel like the power forward is more of a blinking need than point guard at this moment because, again, we have 4 really good rotational point guards at this moment. Are they a solidified starter, solidified on this team? Not stamped on this team? Not yet, but that's what this season's for. So I mainly have gave Walter Clayton Jr. the starting role over Ty Jerome, mainly because A, Ty Jerome's a better 6-man, and B, defensive purposes. Reeves, we made a big deal freaking signing him. So they had him coming off the bench, which is a bit funny, but I don't really think you're giving like almost $30 million to a bench man. Cedric Howard, who is one of the futures of the team. Cameron Boozer is another future of our team, and Zach Edey. G.G. Jackson is our actual sixth man because I feel he should do good in that role, and he's been the best player on the team right now because Cowher's out with injury. Isaiah Stewart, who is going to have for now the same amount of minutes as Edey, because the main reason I wanted center reassurance is because centers run out of stamina pretty easily. So for the time being, they're going to have the same amount of minutes. Ty Jerome. I feel bad for Jalen Wells because he's been a starter for most of his career, and now we are a quote-unquote worse team, and he got demoted. But when you look at who's ahead of him, you could somewhat understand it. Now, logically speaking, we could have put Reeves at point and then start him, but that's not the plan. I've already wrote down what I have planned, and I just thought of that now. And Cameron Johnson, who, while he is the same draft as John Morant, is the quote-unquote veteran, the vet of the team for the time being. And I'm hoping that at some point we can give an opportunity to Scottie Pippen Jr., Cam Spencer. Jalen Williams is here mainly to screw over the Thunder and Koa Pete, Caden Boozer. So I'm very excited for this. This is why I kind of screwed over the OG team, because today's video should have been about them. But we're going back-to-back with the new team. New day, new way. I don't know what the title is going to be just yet. It's probably going to be something like that. So, going against the Denver Nuggets, who the winner of last year's championship was Minnesota. Because I got to say Mike Conley won a ring. We are going to wear our city jerseys. They're going to wear their city jerseys. Austin Reeves, Grizzlies debut. Cameron Johnson playing against his previous team. It's nice camaraderie there, but I don't want to hear that music. An A+ home court advantage. I want to get a sip of Diet Dr. Pepper, so that's why I paused here. We traded, again, I'm going to mention, I'm trying to think, because I've already drawn a blank. When you start talking so much, start drawing blanks. We traded Santi Aldama and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope for Cameron Johnson and Jonas Valanciunas, as Walter Clayton starts our season off with a 3. I also feel, it might be because how I'm sitting, but I feel like the camera angle on 2K like automatically changed, because like the way that it like shoots from up top is a little bit different for some reason, but I feel I might have accidentally did something. I don't entirely know. I also feel like it was because the start of the season stuff changes, etc. Now, I also want to preface this to try to like ruin chemistry for them. They were trying to trade us Christian Brown, who I feel the main reason that they did that was to clear up money to pay Peyton Watson, which they were able to do. While I like Christian Brown, he is making a lot of freaking money, and I didn't want to be signed up for that because I had plans of our own. As Austin Reeves scores there. Now, what's funny about this is, again, I feel that if I just tweeted out, hey, the Grizzlies should sign Austin Reeves in free agency, it'd be like a 50-50 split with Grizzlies fans. Granted, it's probably like this with every fan base, but because it's mine, I see it the most. Grizzlies fans are like split and very toxic towards a lot of things. And so if I tweeted that, I feel it'd be like 50-50 response. Now, with that being said, and countering that, I made the argument, A, we're screwing the Lakers over. B, he can't do us up anymore. He's on our team. C, we got cap space. We need to, it's nice to use it because, oh, geez. You know, we have cap space. It's nice to use it. And it's a somewhat not dramatic change. Not dramatic change for our team. Is Walter Clayton Jr. doing well to start? Can Cameron Boozer get his first points in the league? He can. I'm so sorry to John Morant. I knew I was I have this big notebook in front of me, and I knew I'd forget something. I'm not going to let Cameron Boozer wear number 12. Granted, I don't know what freaking number to give him. What the hell was Carlos Boozer's number? Because there's no way he was 12. I feel like Carlos Boozer was 5 on the Bulls. He was 5 on the Bulls. So, if number 5 is available, that will be the number he gets. Now, if I type in Cameron Boozer high school number, I think I've said it several times. Okay, he's freaking 12 in high school as well, which kind of, all right. For the time being, he will be 5. For this game, it will be 12, which apologies to Ja. I knew I'd forget something. That is this number in college, too. What was I getting at? I was having a hot take, and then I completely blanked. As Jokic is doing ED up, and I don't like that. That's not how this goes in real life. Granted, anything we've put up, we've gave right back. A lot of for me this video. Sorry. Okay, that one's bad. That one was bad. All right, this is not discrediting ED, but I want to see how this goes. Now, I've told y'all several times I had a test run of what I wanted this series to be like. And the first day that I did the test run was the day that Isaiah Stewart and the big fight happened between the Pistons and the Hornets. Now, I'm glad he got fouled there because I did not back him down as much as I needed to. So, I really like our direction right now. And I just saw a tweet today that bothered the hell out of me because, like, stop. But someone tweeted, if you think the Grizzlies' problem is going to be solved in the next 2 draft classes, then you're mistaken. They don't have a direction, which I don't know how to interpret that just yet because I really think it's just going to be this draft class. I think really could because we got 2 picks, but also will determine where you're drafting from and what the hell you're willing to do. Because last year we were willing to trade one of our picks to move up higher and get a guy that we wanted. Are we going to be willing to do the same this year? Maybe. I don't. Again, you just don't know yet. So I don't necessarily agree with that, but it's also just a case of like what we've seen happen the past couple of years has to somewhat bleed in here. As Aaron Gordon was wide open and makes a shot. Now, this is what I was getting at. I was not getting at it when I just drew a blank of like, oh, I don't remember what I was talking about. There was a whole debate it was from Rich Paul, and it wasn't even really a debate, but he said on his podcast, and this is when Jaren was still on the Grizzlies, that the Lakers should look to trade Reeves to get a guy like Jaren Jackson Jr. And now that he's no longer on the team, when Luka got traded to the Lakers, I think people thought a million different things. And what I'm going to say, maybe people weren't thinking about it, is we got a big block from Beef Stew right there. Also, just realized I can't take a screenshot of Cameron Boozer this game. Anyways, talking about when he got traded there, and again, this is crazy to say now, but this is what my initial thought was. Bro, Walter Clayton Jr. is trying to keep the starting point guard spot. This is what we need from him. I thought the Mavericks won in the short term because they got Anthony Davis. He gets to play with 2 really good centers, which is the main thing that he wanted because he wanted to be a power forward. And defensively, like they just made the finals. Kyrie's going to go back to point, etc. Granted, looking at it now, obviously I was wrong. Several people had that take. But the main point was the Lakers just aren't going to be a good team right now with LeBron and Luka, which they were very good in the regular season. They're very good in the regular season here. But, this is going to be my hot take. The Lakers are good against bad teams. They're bad against good teams. I know they lost very badly to the Pistons earlier in the year. They just lost this week to the Celtics. They lost to the Knicks a couple weeks ago. Those are all like top-tier contending teams. So when I see this topic coming around, are the Lakers contenders? To me, they really aren't. because they're good against bad teams. They're bad against good teams. Which now that I'm a fan of a team that's not contending, I gotta have somewhat more hot takes. Anyways, the whole point I was getting at here is that Rich Paul was saying that, hey, the Lakers should trade for Jaren and give up Reeves to do so. Now, when Luka, the whole reason I got started on this was the day that Luka got traded there. I was like, who the hell could they pair with him? Who could they make the duo there? Granted, when you look at Shaq and Kobe and Magic and Kareem, Luka and Jaren, as much as I love Jaren, is not really going to be that, and you can see which player would make that not the case. But I thought Jaren there would be a good fit. And before this is that day that happened, Jaren still wasn't extended. He's still going to be an expiring contract. He could have signed. Oh yeah, I like that. He could have just signed this offseason. Granted, the Lakers have their eyes on next offseason. Maybe Jaren wanted to stay in Memphis, which, that's kind of his extension. That's why he signed the initial intention when he signed the initial extension. But I don't think it was out of the realm of possibility. I think the Lakers would have been a bit hesitant on it because, A, Jaren, again, is not the strongest rebounder. Granted, all you really need to do is have a solid center next to him, and then that weakness isn't that big of a deal. And B, he's making a lot of money. So, the whole point I was getting at is, like, Reeves on the Grizzlies is not just a topic that just popped up when I just signed him. So, it's been something that has been floated around in the webverse. So we got a big score there. Current Grizz on former Grizz. Walter Clayton Jr. had a great first. We hope this continues. I also don't think it'd be that easy to trade KCP. So I think that's what's going to... I'm not going to say this is what is the word I'm looking for? Impossible in real life, but I think the KCP aspect is something that I'm not putting that much, thought into. Because if KCP didn't get traded, or in the initial test run when I did it, because KCP retired, then that just got cap space happened there. We got the cap space via trading him, which I think it's not impossible in real life, but you're more than likely going to have to include a pick, which I don't think the Grizzlies would really want to do. They did so for Marcus Smart. That, less talked about that, the better. As Jokic just hit us with an illegal screen. We're going to call a timeout to change the rotation up a little bit. I also kind of want a cut away to our bench so we can see Sam Cassell, which I see him just stood up. As Jokic has his little MVP badge. I think Coward should have a badge for being on the rookie team. So who are we about to bring in? Gigi's coming in. We're going to bring Stewart back in. We're going to bring in Ty Jerome. We're going to bring in Cam Johnson, and we're going to keep Coward in at shooting guard. And then after that will be Jalen Wills. So Cameron Johnson is in. Immediately hit scores on his old team. I can't... I wanted KD on the Grizzlies, which I always knew was never going to happen. I really thought there was a great chance that we could have got Cam Johnson last offseason. I really wanted Cam Johnson. I didn't think the asking price. Let me backtrack. I wanted him in the last freaking trade deadline. I thought that one was going to happen, and my heart got ripped out and stomped on. And then in the offseason, I found the heart. Is it going to work? No. Got freaking thrown back into the same spot. Now, I've got him on the team, but it doesn't matter as much because the team is a lot different looking. But we're asking him we're not asking him to do as much as we would have initially. As Julian Strother gets the steal. Essentially, both of our benches are in right now. What was Carlos Boozer's number on the Jazz? Was it also? I'm pretty sure it was 5. If there's nobody on our team that is number 5 right now, that's going to be Cameron Boozer's new number. Unless I can find something better, but that'll have to come during the course of the after this video. Old for the last shot. I'll say the thing about recording videos back-to-back is it takes a strain on your voice. And while I was waiting an hour, my voice and throat were hurting. Holy crap. Oh. That one hurt. All right. Oh, yeah, look at that. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. I like Jokic, so I don't like doing this to him. But how do I go to a freaking there? I want to see when he started doing that. All right, can I see our reaction, actually, first? Edie got up. Shout out to Edie. Look at Edie, team player. I got Owen over here. Jokic, not even really looking. Now he starts cussing and doing it. That's great. All right. So we can't even do the simcast yet, but that was worth it. That was worth the sacrifice of delaying it. We'll see where things go. I'm really liking this, but the thing that also really hurts is A, we got to wait to see what happens with this team in real life, and B, kind of the realization that most of this stuff is not happening. Who knows what will. We have a very close game going into the 4th. We need to get in now. I didn't even realize we were in the 4th. I thought we were still in the 3rd. Look at the stats first. Jokic has 40 points. It's what you kind of expect from an MVP. You don't really want it. Reeves, 30. Boozer, like, our 2 newest acquisitions, dropping 30 in their first game is great. Ty Jerome is doing a lot. Walter Clayton has kind of doubled what he's done since the first point was. So he's not done that bad. Edie, granted, this is Edie's first basketball in like half a year. So there's that. Isaiah Stewart did not. He shot the ball once, but he got a lot of rebounds to that. I'll look at the bright side of everything. So I'm actually going to do the risky thing and put Ty Jerome in. Mainly due to stamina, but again, risky because of defense. I'm glad that he got over there. And Tom, I should have set my feet. We're also going to bring in Beef Stew because he did a better job of guarding Jokic. And he's played basketball more recently. Okay, way too many switches. Doesn't matter at the moment. Okay, I reached too hard there. Oh, come on. All right. We're getting something here. We're getting something here. Okay, I threw the wrong damn way. I'll let a cuss word come out because this is very close. Oh, baby, yeah, coward. Come on, Edie. Yes, Edie. I hope he can score again and get another rebound before we take him out. Okay, we're reaching a little bit too hard. That would have been nice to get Edie's rebound, but hey, we getting Cameron Boozer for freaking rebounds. We'll take it. Now, Coward, can he shoot again? He can, and will score again? He can, as Denver calls timeout. Less than 2 minutes left. I'm all right with this closing lineup for now. They kind of zoomed in on the title banner. Also forgot that the freaking Wolves. Ugh. All right, that's not good. Forgot the Wolves won the title, so I want to see if they have their banner up when we play against them. I think that was a new update in 2K, is that when you win a banner, they put it up there. Okay, if I could have greened that, would have been nice, which was very close. Reaching too hard. Ugh. Guarding Nikola Jokic your first game is not an easy task, even though Loveland a couple games ago, that was what he had to do. That hurt so badly, but it's understandable because it's Jokic. I'm glad that happened. All right. No! Okay. Terrible. Now it's not as good as I want it to be. This is about to be way worse. No, it isn't. Come on, coward. We'll take it. Just let him score. I don't even know what he's doing. We'll take it. We win. Game 1. It's a former team that won a title. A team that has won a title. However the hell you want to word it. It's the MVP. They're off seat, you know. We'll take it. Kind of wish Cam Johnson got more minutes. But that was not my, you know. That ain't on me. That's on Simcast. So now we got to travel to Chicago. But before we do that, obviously. Okay, 5 is available. This is going to be his number for now. Going to Chicago. AJ DeBontis, who's the number 1 pick, plays here. He's playing it's the number 3 pick. They're able to sign Walker Kessler, which I'm not that against because obviously we want the Jazz pick to be as bad as it can be. I really like these city jerseys for Chicago. Which jerseys will we wear? We can go with any but our classic. You know what, screw it. Back-to-back games in the city jersey. Good. I try to use the city jerseys as much as possible because they're only in the game for 1 year. Or good on the Bulls. The Bulls had a good offseason. I think we had a slightly better one. We're in the United Center, home of this weekend's Elimination Chamber, I believe, which due to be very, they normally run the All-State, so I might be wrong, but I think I'm right. They're in Chicago, at least. They've freaking talked about that a lot. I'm glad he got inbounds because that was a very close call. I don't like we switching a little bit too much for my liking. I'm trying to get to DeBontis that way. I can get a screenshot, but you know I'm not gonna force it. All right, I am gonna force it and do terrible and stupid stuff. That's not on him. That's on me. All right, we'll take that. Four guys there. Still gets the foul. That could have been the same. Okay, they called a foul. I oh god. Let's bring it to it early. This is look. I want Edie to build his confidence up. That's the only like bad thing. Hey, that motherfucker missed 2 free throws as well. We'll take that as well. But you also got to take into account because Edie didn't play on here for the rest of the season. In real life, still TBD. So you know you don't want to put too much pressure on him right away. And this is a back-to-back, so in real life, he probably wouldn't even play this game. This is a video game. So. That hurts. And why are the Bulls low-key playing better than the Nuggets? Defensively, at least. Oh, okay, yeah, now we're coming. Now we're coming. Might as well try it. Stewart's first points is a Grizzly because I know that last game he did not score any. He only had 1 shot attempt. So, again, I'm not going to apologize every time, but I'll apologize. Sorry to Detroit fans. I know that y'all wouldn't really want to trade Stewart, but might be something that happens in real life. Probably not. But, you know, it's a video game. I don't like how much he was able to free himself there, but. Come on, coward! I wish he didn't lean that much. Oh! I didn't even get a bar there. If I would have got bar, maybe. Hey. There we go. All right, that one we went up too fast with. There we go. I like it. I like it when it's back and forth. Do I? I think it's better for y'all than it just being a can of whoop ass. All right, remind me to look. All right, I'm looking now. I get confused with his like badges situation. Where's Cedric Coward? Okay, he doesn't have one on his because he made all rookie team, and I swear in other freaking videos I've done, he's had his like rookie or his times when I was like simulated, he's had his like rookie badge on him. Then he made the rookie team. Or we saw last game, Jokic had his, but he was an MVP. Like that one, you can understand that one being right. Maybe I don't know. I was gonna say maybe not on city jerseys, but they were in their city jerseys. So I don't know how many of these badges they made, but I like them. They're neat. Imagine doing that in the United Center. Would have been on that was a pass. And the fact that was green, I'll take it. So what happens? You put just your hands, or you got to jump with it. Okay. We're making Walker Kessler look a little bit better than we need to. Oh, we're making him look better than we need to. He just beat the hell out of us for that. Call it, Tom. Quit playing this bullcrap music. I don't want to hear. We got Jalen Williams, first minutes as a Grizzly. You gotta just shoot it. Just shoot it over. Make him come to you. We could have Williams cut into the basket, and you can get an assist off of it. We're making Walker Kessler a little better than we need to. At least he's not doing it in Utah. We're leaving them too open. Defense is not as good today. Granted, our defense was not that good in the last first quarter. As that went to the wrong guy. Please get the re. Thank you. When even Jalen Williams, they got it. That one hurt. And we give up the lead. Get it back. Oh, I thought Coward had that. I thought Coward had that. Take it. Any of the points in the paint. Impressive while Kessler's in. They take their open shots and make them, so good on them. Oh, yeah. On Devontis. AJ number 20. I was trying to see how they would say his last name, and then they don't even say it. Oh, that would have been a nice one to have. We got Patrick. All right, let's just go ahead. We get Patrick Williams hitting threes. As we did not give up the third quarter lead. I want to see what we got with our bench. We got a technical foul somehow. I don't know how that was possible. I would be intrigued to get shot summary, score summary, probably. Is there a way you can see why that happened? Yeah, doesn't matter that much. Bro, Oscar. Oh my god, I knew I fucked something up. All right, I want it to be known, if you look around, that I've gave accessories and actual shoes to every player, and it seems the one guy I did not do on our team. And the one guy I obviously did not do it to is Cam Spencer, and now I'll have to do that freaking later. I know you try to do somewhat. Holy crap, Cam Johnson, you're making me look bad. Granted, that was me that did it, but still. All right, Devontae just likes to dunk. Make me feel bad, but we didn't have the number 1 pick. Cole Pete coming in with an impact immediately. Put that down on my notebook. I'm trying to get Caden Boozer some minutes here. And he could get some on the simulated side. 146, 128 victory. Tim Hardaway Jr., their best player. Devontae did well. As the guys that are top 2 the last game are the same this time around. So good on them. As he didn't even get to the game. Apologies. All right. I'm going to do something that I'm going to regret. I'm not even going to really regret it, but apologies to, I wouldn't do this in real life. We're going to sim this Timberwolves game because we will be playing them in the NBA Cup. We'll play there. It sucks. Yes, it's our first home game, but I want to get to this Texas road trip really quick as we lose that game anyways. Going down to Houston. Another back-to-back, I'm pretty sure. Those back-to-back games. I don't think there's a space in between. All right. Oh. Sorry for the grunting, but I didn't know it was too good of an opportunity to mess up. I didn't want to. I thought that was Jaden Ivey. How the hell did he end up here? Good for him. I was very confused. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. That y'all saw how small that ball was, but that was a great look. Oh. Hey, I thought that was gonna be a charge. As Edie is not available. Should I be concerned why? Because he fouled out. Now, looking around here. Cameron Boozer, again, this is the... I don't know what he did in the Timberwolves. Let's go look at what he did in the Timberwolves game, because I can do that here. At 23, I thought he had 30 real quick, but... He got a great start. Freaking 8 rebounds every game, too. We're going to leave in Stewart for now. Actually, no. We're going to bring in Jalen Williams. Bring Stewart in with, like... I don't know how many minutes left. Also, just realized Ivy's wearing 35, so I wonder if he got KD's permission for that. So now we have the lead. Very quickly that happened as well. Fred VanVleet's another guy who's injured. I need to speed up his process. Did I do that on purpose? No, I just literally thought of it. Because at least with the other guys, they're like at the top of their teams, like roster page still, or Fred, he's towards the bottom. And to be fair, he got hurt the latest out of the 4 that I mentioned. As we did miss a close shot. Trying to ignore that. All right. Oh, turn around. I'm glad that worked. That was a bit of a tough shot to take. That was a good shot to take because Sengun was there to get the rebound, but it went in, so it didn't even matter that much. That one hurt. I just know Kevin Durant's going to take a shot at some point that I'm not going to be able to stop. I'll take it. I ain't gonna lie. I was reaching and taking the risk with the foul there. As Boozer gets there. Yeah, you too far out. You too far out. We'll take what we get. Oh, coward! I could, but I'm not. We'll try it. The rookie dropping 44 and a 3. As they should have called a timeout a long time ago. They're not here because they want the easy bucket. Down 5. With a minute and 5 left. Can we do it again? We're not going to try. Hey, we should have acted like we were trying to get a foul there. Over Kevin Durant is Cedric Coward. And now they call time. All right. I'm going to leave in the lineup that got us here. I was trying to make subs as well to get stamina. We will bring Stewart in, but we're going to leave Clayton in. As is really the other 3 that was contributing point-wise. So not the biggest deal. I didn't play as good defense there as I needed to. I shouldn't have took that shot, but it was a foul, so we'll take it. I don't think, and this is a hot take to have now, I wonder if KD regrets his decision to go to Houston. Now, I think a lot of that was hurt when Fred got hurt, and they never really had a way to get a Fred replacement. That's why I was saying they probably should have signed Nikhil Alexander Walker over Dorian Finney-Smith because they're strong in the wing spot anyways. Which again, they didn't want or hope Fred got hurt, but still, I bet I think he wanted to go. This is just me thinking out loud. I think he probably wanted to go to the Spurs, and the Spurs are like, no, we want to see what we got with our roster now. This is the same reason they weren't rushing in to even do a Giannis trade. We'll wear our statement jerseys to close. You know what? We're gonna wear our white. We very rarely wear. We're gonna wear the white jersey with the dark blue accessories. That's why they didn't hesitate to make a move. They want to see what they got now. But I feel like if San Antonio didn't have to give up that much, like they had to give up like Sohan and money and 1, 2, or 3 picks, they probably would have done the deal. All right, let me sit up immediately. He's over here making shots. He's also on 97 overall. I didn't really take that into account. Now, did I put in Champagne? Or to be fair, Champagne is the one that starts in real life. So the reason I put him in. And I didn't want y'all thinking differently because so on, you know. That was a bad shot. That wasn't even really a shot. But by the time I was like trying to get out of it, it was already fouled. So that's how that happened. That would have been a nice freaking send out of the arena block. This is the if you can get to the paint and Wemby ain't there, you might as well take advantage of that. That one hurt because I tried to block it and I knew I was gonna miss. And then the moment I was like, oh, he's just gonna freaking slam it. So that was bad. on me. That was a bad pass. Need to be more to the right. Okay. Hey, there we go. It's not a good shot attempt, but at least it went in. I'll say this as well. I don't necessarily like using created players / rookies because sometimes they're a little bit more unrealistic than need be. Granted, with the sake of this year's and last year's draft class, they've came out and delivered. Last year's draft class, we're in a very good rookie class and draft class right now. So their stats, like Cooper Flagg's already freaking 87. Konkinen was very close to where he's at. So it's not the most unrealistic thing. But this is why I'm not the biggest fan of using created players. Granted, this is what I would hope to be getting out of RC. Yeah. We're making tough shots. Granted, I'm getting distracted as well. Because I'm hearing music, which I think comes from the PA. Which at a level 5 is kind of crazy to hear. Alright. I was trying to rip Wemby. We left Fox open to do so. Now I took a tougher shot than I needed to. Now Wemby's going to be in the paint. But he's not going to get the ball yet. Hey, we'll take. I don't like Howard going like that fucking far on the floor, but we'll take an illegal screen, obviously. Don't like it. Don't like it whatsoever. But it's in our division. We did do an expansion draft, which we could have honestly did or done, because it's rumored to happen soon. But another reason I was saying that is that the Grizzlies have always been a team that is rumored that could have been on the move. It seems that the favorite right now for that to happen is Minnesota. Because if you split the map in half, the East teams, like Minnesota is closer to the East teams than we are. We're second closest. But we always hear about the Eastern Conference and, oh, it's the easier conference. Let us test that theory, eh? Broke leg for Desmond Bane. That sucks. Don't let Wemby block it. Thank you. All right, let's see if this game gets close. This is obviously, again, we play these guys a lot, so I'm sure this is. It's not the last one we see of them. We blew a big lead. A very. I shouldn't even did it. All right, terrible way to end the video. But 38 for Wemby. Another 30 piece from Boozer. So our big off-season moves have paid off for us very well. So there's that. So we're 3-2, I believe. I'm gonna sim. When do we play at MSG? When do we play the Knicks? Later in the year, probably like trade deadline time. So we're gonna sim this next game, right? Should we? We are. That is, yeah, that's an insult. That hurt. Hell no. No. So we are now the 9th seed. We're going to do a look around the league. Go from there. I do want it to be done. There's like a clip of Bradley Beal at the Clippers trading facility this week. And it reminded everyone that, oh yeah, he's technically on the Clippers. That's not good. Kyrie, did I not update him? All right, let's update Kyrie now while I'm thinking of it. Sabonis. Jaren. Bro, I screwed over some guys. I got them. All right, to my defense, Kyrie should have been back before anyone because he got hurt first. If we think under that logic, I got very distracted there. So, but I mainly think about the ones that were injured in the playoffs because it all happened around the same time. So Kyrie, we're going to give a 5-day diagnosis to because, again, he should have been back before everybody. But, you know, you don't really want to rush these guys out there. Derek Lively will give a month to because, you know, you don't really know the severity of it and everything. So we'll give him like 20 days. And then Jaren, I don't know when the hell he's coming back. Obviously, I should, you know, not rush him back for pick purposes, which, again, I think we don't even have that damn pick for Utah next year. I keep forgetting. So we'll give him a week. This hurts so bad. I don't like seeing him in this jersey. I don't like seeing him in this jersey. It was somebody else. I think it was Sabonis. This one was out of my control. That one was out of my control. Sabonis. We will give a week to. So, because again, you know, I drew a blank on some of these. So the reason I stopped playing was to fix this, and then I half-assed it. Granted, you don't really know the severity of these. That's my defense mechanism. Hunter poked in the eye, was out. Also, to be fair, not on me. This is on 2K. This is on 2K as well. Like, why am I taking so much blame? This is on 2K. Poked in the eye, you're out for half a year? Come on. You can come back now. Tomorrow, next game. All right, it kind of was on me, kind of not on me. Bro, how many... This is also on the freaking guy, like, how many people were hurt? Now we got a good way of ending the video, because I keep freaking... I'm about to spat, like, get mad. 8 days for number 8. which I somewhat did that on purpose. Y'all better also play Taylor Hendricks. Y'all traded a lot to get him. If there's anybody else, I apologize, but I just went through the freaking thing. So Tatum is back, right? He is. He's at 93. All right. If there's anything else, I don't recall. Y'all got 2 videos out of me this week, and it took a lot out on me. So there's that as well. So apologies. I'll see y'all when I see y'all. I'm out for now. Goodbye. And stay safe again. So I'm trying to go to the wrong thing. All right. Goodbye.